Okay. Thank you for that, Rico. So here's what I'm going to do. I have some stories here, and actually a few of them involves multiple stories from like three teams by itself here. Let's start with the Arizona Cardinals.
A total mess.
Yeah, it is a total mess here. NFL teams are starting to believe that the Cardinals may be forced to release wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Teams aren't biting on that price. He is owed a lot of money on his contract. That's one story for the Arizona Cardinals. One more story for the Arizona Cardinals is Budda Baker has taken all the Arizona and Cardinal stuff off his social media. He went on social media and posted remember the Michael Jordan Last Dance, and when he said and I took that personally. He went and tweeted that out. So now there's something going on with Budda Baker.
So what are you asking me here?
Just everything along with the Arizona Cardinals here, like
just light a match. The whole thing's a disaster. The owner's under investigation. You got a GM who's fired in disgrace. You got a coach who's going to be paid until 2027 on your dime, even though he doesn't coach there. Everybody hates your quarterback, but you guaranteed him $200 million. And DeAndre, look, I'll just be honest. I saw something last night, and I go, where do these people get this stuff? One of the 3 destinations for DeAndre Hopkins, the Lions.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
All I will tell you without making it personal or salacious, you don't want that guy. You can respect his abilities from afar. You don't want him here. And he does not fit what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are building. I don't think there's a need. So, yeah, I would want no part of any of it. They're a dumpster fire, David.
They are a dumpster fire, and I'm wondering if there's a last-second chance for a team to get in and possibly trade for T. Higgins, because the team announced they are getting details on what a contract may look like for him before the draft. They want to get initial numbers.
Yeah, I'll give you some initial numbers. 5 at 110, 70 guaranteed. T. Higgins is number 1 on just about any other team in the league. And unfortunately for Cincinnati, they got to pay Jamar Chase. Chase is going to cost $25 a year. They got to pay Joe Burrow. That's $50 plus. They got David. You don't get to have it all. And T has every right to get paid. Every right. I said all the way back in December, I'm like, there's a chance that's a draft night deal. Because as much as you love them, David, they can't. How do they pay everybody? And mind you, they just lost one of their top 3 defensive players in Jesse Bates because of free agency.
Exactly. They can't pay everyone.
I still have a hard time believing they get something done. I really do.
That's what it makes me wonder with this report. Of course, you want to know, and you have to have an understanding of what the contract may be. And I know they said they don't want to trade T. Higgins.
Sure.
But doing it now and understanding what the numbers are now gives you an option to maybe trade him.
And if you believe Joe Burrow is that special, then you got to go out and do what the Colts used to do with Peyton Manning. He always had Harrison, or then it was Reggie Wayne. But all those secondary players, he made them good. He made Brandon Stokely. He made Blair White. He made, all these other little gadget receivers. Joe, I'm sorry. You don't get to have a big 3 for your whole career.
You are exactly right about that. The Athletic is reporting that Florida's Anthony Richardson remains in the mix and under consideration as the NFC South team decides to do with its selection, and that means the Colts. If this were to happen, would this be the move that turns the draft upside down?
No, because I've reached a point that 2 weeks from today, and we're on the air, I feel like Richardson's a top 5 pick. I just feel like everything's coming together. And Will Levis hasn't moved up. Teams like the Colts didn't go get Lamar. The Atlanta didn't go get Lamar. David, did you read his piece in the Players Tribune?
I did. A letter that he sent to the NFL teams. Yeah.
I have to tell you, I know I shouldn't be swayed by stuff like that, but I liked it.
Did you?
I did.
I did not.
I liked it.
I thought it was cheap, cheesy, and wasn't necessary.
Well, then maybe we've role reversed here. I just was like, you know what? Good for him. I feel like he's going in the top 5.
I mean, he is putting it, with the letter, he's putting it out
maybe
there.
Top 6 when he becomes a Lion.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, geez.
Okay. Yeah, Kenny's done. We've lost him. First Floral Friday of the year. Kenny's gone.
There are some more things coming out regarding Devin White. He requested a trade on Monday from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Jenna Lane, who covers the Bucs for ESPN, says the former All-Pro selection is seeking a multi-year deal between $18 and $20 million.
Jesus.
Now, what's interesting is the GM spoke yesterday, the annual pre-draft media blitz, and he basically said there's no intention of trading him, and then he offered some supportive comments for the linebacker and also hinted that the team wants to see him play at a much higher level. And I kind of looked at that and said, what? Well, PFF ranked him 74th.
Yeah, he didn't have a great year.
Best linebacker in the NFL.
He got outplayed badly by Levante David, who's like 10 years older than him.
So there's no real option for Devin White. They're not trading him.
No, but we're in an era of player movement, and it doesn't even matter if you play well or if you have a contract. You can now go on social media and demand a trade. Look, if I'm the Bucs, it's in my best interest for him to play well because what they should be doing is tearing the whole thing down. You're right, though. You can't really deal him on the worst year of his career. I just feel like it was an off year. They were messed up all year on both sides of the ball. He's still an incredible talent.
At 25 years old. So there's room there for improvement still. And speaking of improvement, there may not be room for this guy to improve, but he has a huge contract, and that is Kyler Murray. And I was reading up on him.
Is he walking yet?
He is not walking yet, but there's an article out here suggesting that they trade Kyler Murray.
To who?
But it doesn't say to who, but reading in the contract details that they had in the article, it is technically an option.
Let me hear it.
Because they can save, if they trade him next offseason, not this offseason, they can save $38.9 million by trading him. And I found that a little odd that they gave him his big contract and immediately they can save money by trading the contract.
Who takes him?
Ooh, man.
I'm asking. His reputation has been so sullied. David, who would even take him?
Raiders. Easy.
You
Next question. So? Yeah, they're a team that has never cared about that. And if the Jimmy G experiment doesn't work, it's impossible.
No, I know. All right, so next offseason. Yeah, but Kenny, the problem is when you're questioning a guy's love of the game, when you're questioning whether he wants to be somewhere, when you're questioning whether teammates like him, that is tough with a price tag of roughly $200 million. Kenny's right organizationally.
He is.
But I almost wonder if he's turned into Harvey Baez a little bit and he's radioactive.
Well, because of what he is, it limits your options. San Francisco would never do it because he doesn't show the desire. Baltimore would never do it because they're a winning franchise.
Right.
There are limiting franchises that say, you know what, I'm good. I don't want that.
His fall from grace has been sharp.
It has been, and let's close it out with this. Gerald McCoy has announced his retirement. There's an interesting thing regarding him. He is now one of 5 players to play at least 10 seasons and not play one playoff game. Josh McCown, Fitzpatrick, Brandon Marshall, Joe Thomas, and now himself.
Gerald McCoy never played in a playoff game.
He never played in a playoff game. He got close twice. His rookie year, they were 10-6. Missed the playoffs due to a tiebreaker. In 2016, same thing, 9-7, but they missed it due to a tiebreaker. Never played in the playoffs.
Then he left Tampa Bay.
Went to the Raiders. They made the playoffs, but he got hurt in week 1
and he didn't play
all year.
Okay.
So he never played in the playoffs.
Now he answered it.